the rising importance of AI and technological revolution is undeniable. And 77% of the devices that you all, dear listeners, dear participants, speakers, hold in your hands actually are associated with AI trends. And what is the most important for economists, by 2025, the global market for AI is expected to exceed 60 billion US dollars. And actually, business schools have opened more than 400 AI analytics programs in business schools only in 2023. So we have invited to talk about this new issue our corporate partners, our academic partners, and our audience from different countries to discuss this. My name is Zhana Believa, Academic Director of GSM URFU. I'll be moderating this talk, and my job is first to introduce you the speakers in the panel who are with us offline, online, and running from the airport. So Andrei Anfinogenov is the Dean of Faculty of Technological Management and Innovations, ITMO, Russia, St. Petersburg. Sergei Roshin, Vice Rector of National Research University High School of Economics, Russia. Halita Ranavaka, Professor Dean of National Institute of Business and Management, Sri Lanka. Dmitry Tolmachov, the host director of Graduate School of Economics and Management, URFU, Russia. Elena Rybinskaya, head of education project of Contour, our Google local, maybe global Google of Yekaterinburg. Larisa Bogdanova, president of the Association of Recruiting Agencies of the Urals, Russia. Natalia Yevtikhiyeva, General Director of the Russian Association of Business Education in Russia, Moscow. And I'd like to jump to our online participants. I don't know if you can show the online participants on the screen. Benedict Versena, Research Director, Beit Al-Amanah University, Malaysia. Hanjuan Liu, Professor Dean of Silk Business School, Shanghai University, China. Somewhere there in between their, online connection. Peivin Yu, Professor Vice Dean of SEBA, Chongqing University, China. Dr. Saad Laraki, Director of Research, ESCA Business School, Morocco. And we are waiting to connect for Rector Motrasid Zaini, Rector of Mara Technological University, Malaysia. And we will also have Sunil Ashra, professor from Indian Gurgaon, India. So such an audience. And of course, our plenary is live streaming, so we hopefully have guests from different countries of our partner schools. And if you have questions, please write them in online or through our volunteers, so they will pass the questions to me and I will pass it to the audience. In the meantime, please have a look at the QR code, which is on the left screen, and sometimes it will be online. We will have some questionnaire about how you guys and partners are using AI in your everyday life. So by the end of our talk, we will have some results. Please give honest answers. So for the future leaders, the stakes are really high, and white collars are facing these difficulties to maybe finding a job competing with AI. And a lot of workers, according to Golub, are actually thinking, okay, AI and robots are going to replace me. Hopefully this is not like this, so I would like to invite Natalia Yevtikhiyeva to give you welcome words and to assure us that we are actually going to have our jobs on behalf of Russian Business Education Association.
It's a very difficult task. Thank you so much to assure someone. So thank you so much. On behalf of the Russian Association of Business Education, I would like to welcome everyone sitting here in this audience and everybody in online. The Russian Association of Business Education unites about 100 business schools all over Russia. And of course, we pay great attention to the question which we would like to discuss today about AE. But I think that the main task for us is how to teach the students, not only on the bachelor and master programs, but at MBA programs as well. And should we do it? Should we teach them? And how? I think that the experts who will speak today will explain to us, to us, and maybe we will find something which we can use to change our programs, because we all of us are facing this question. We should not just deny it, as Zhanna said. So I don't want to take the time of our experts anymore. So welcome you today, and as the Russian Association of Business Education supporting this conference each year, so I would like to wish you all the happiness and the health and the success of our conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, so it looks like there are a few crucial things to discuss today: the infrastructure, the curriculum, the collaboration practices, research, and the buried costs for all this. And that is why I would like to give the floor to Dmitry Tolmachov to shed the lights on how infrastructure will actually help us to prepare STEM skills and help to conquer technology. The floor is yours. You can talk from there.
Yeah, I can talk, but I need, I think, yes. Okay, thank you, Jeanne. Could I ask you to
And we are waiting
launch-
for
to start
presentation
the
of
presentation, because I will talk not exactly about artificial intelligence in education, but about the conditions. So if you want to use artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc., you need big data. You need a real-time mirror of physical processes and infrastructure. So that is the crucial condition. Where is my presentation? Dear colleagues,
got the same
help me,
question.
please.
You know, it's yeah.
Yes, I need the presentation because I would like to show you some things about the infrastructure. But if there are some problems, we can change, and I will.
Well, I'm
show
asking
my
my
presentation
colleagues
maybe
over there
10
because you
minutes.
are opening the wrong folder, guys.
Okay. Okay, Жанна, I think we have not a lot of time. So, for example, I will be the third or the fourth. Is it okay?
I don't think
I will
colleagues
check
have
the
any
presentation.
presentations
Yeah,
there.
it's okay, Жанна. It's okay, it's okay. Don't lose time.
Well, we are definitely, I was just recently reading that Polish company Dictador, which is producing beverages, replaced the CEO with the robot already. And a lot of people quit the company. And what happened? Actually, Robert Mika is taking better decisions because it is never tired. It works 24/7, and it makes quite good decision making. They are sometimes biased, but at this moment, I think maybe AI will concur us because we still can't find the way how to switch on the presentation on time. And the thing is, maybe while we are actually finding the presentation, I give the floor to Benedikt Versener. Maybe you share the key trends of AI and how it is rapidly transforming business world. And I know that you are not going to use the slides, so we are going to concur AI here. Tell us how education institutes need to innovate, stay relevant by upholding future-ready education. Benedikt, the floor is yours. Dear colleagues, and over there, Please give the floor to Benedict. He doesn't even have slide. He has their human speech to deliver. Or if we are concurring their human versus versus robots, well, I think. Well, I can give their floor to Professor. So, Benedict, are you ready? We see you. Yeah, you know, well, because today we are actually
This is the problem of AI.
This is the problem of AI, yes, and the humans trying to implement curriculum in AI. Well, but you know, we are humans, we are still smiling, so that is helping. So their microphone wouldn't. Well, do we have Professor Sergei Misaedov online already? Not yet. Who is on duty today, dear colleagues? The thing is that when we are using the class for professors, for corporate partners, we need to find the solution. So please use this time actually to see how many times you have used the AI. And well, maybe we will understand what is needed to be a top-notch professor in the world of AI. So when microphone might not work, presentations might not work, and we humans finally understand what we are discussing. And maybe I'll just, dear colleagues, ask, when you have the sound, give me a sign. Well, we probably thought that, you know, probably thought that at some points geography and climate caused education gap. But what about digital in AI times? So, well, maybe AI will bring us even worse breakthrough. So I would like to probably talk and ask Dr. Kalita Ranavaka to share how you actually overcome their AI issues and what is biting us more, the geography contest or the AI contest.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so privileged to speak at this conference. And thank you so much, first of all, everyone, for inviting me to come and speak here. Answering the question, if I got the question very correctly, it's about the AI context and whether there's a geographic difference in that.
Yeah, how
yeah.
AI is affecting your school? Because we,
Right.
well, in Sri Lanka, for example, in geographical
So,
contest.
I come from Sri Lanka, a tropical island south to India, and very famous among the Russians as a tourism destination. Sri Lanka has been into higher education for many centuries now. And the use of AI, artificial intelligence tools, has been also there for a couple of decades, I hope. Like we were in par with the rest of the world. But the conscious use of AI tools has been not very common in Sri Lanka, where we have been kind of, I should say, passively using some of the AI tools in education. Say, for example, I'm starting from spell checkers to literature organizers to maybe plagiarism detectors to kind of things, and also certain online platforms where we share information with the students. On the other way around, we have been using a little amount of analytics in making academic decisions in our academic systems. Very especially, we've been getting the help of data science in a limited manner, though, in making academic decisions, maybe trying to project into the future about what's going to happen and help our decision making right now today itself. A major challenge we have been facing is the digital divide that I think most of you are quite familiar with, where countries like Sri Lanka, who are yet developing or considered as developing nations, smaller countries with a small amount of resources and smaller economies, we have been struggling, therefore, as a smaller nation, to put up our AI infrastructure to make it accessible to everyone across Sri Lanka, across all the schools, and also the costs and maybe the literacy levels of using AI-based services or tools have been a kind of a challenge. So to kind of wind up very, very precisely about your question, I hope I
Yeah, thank you very much. So, but in fact, do you think who comes first, AI professors or AI students?
That's like, I think that's kind of a question, which came first, the egg or the hen? Professors create students and students become professors. There may be many future professors here seated in this audience. I cannot give a kind of a concrete answer for that, but it's equally important to all fractions of the society. I mean, not only professors, students, but anyone in the society right now, because AI is impacting everyone's life. So I would say okay, AI affects the professors in a kind of a way when they're supposed to, from one side, make academic decisions, including decisions on performance and assessments of the students, as well as in making academic decisions about their business schools, how to run the business schools, what kind of programs to be run, and so on. For the students, of course, it opens a huge plethora of opportunities for knowledge gain, skill gain, and it makes the life of the students much more convenient, I hope, in comparison to the times that we were students. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much. That's what we are all thinking. And when we are thinking about who comes first, AI professors or students, we probably need to bring up the good infrastructure to bring up these AI students, professors into the one good place. And I think we can give the floor to Dmitry Tolmachov now to shed the light on how infrastructure is helping to bring up the STEM skills.
Yes, let's try again. Okay. So my idea was, if you remember that, if you would like to use artificial intelligence, etc., you have to have a real-time digital mirror of processes and infrastructure, etc. So if you everything, if you talk about education, the same. If you talk about, for example, I don't know, pipelines, the same. Real estate, the same. So you have you need big data. You need the real time digital mirror of something. So I will talk about it because one of the strongest challenges for our school, not only for a school, for the whole university, is the new campus. So the new campus, our school and this computer science school there, IT school, yes, will be the residence by 26, sorry. So in 2 years, we would become two schools, the main residents of the new campus. The first teaching buildings, so that is a mistake, not today. Today we are in the old building. Tomorrow we will meet there in the new campus in the first teaching building. So now we have there new domes, the new, completely new sporting infrastructure, and it's something I think you know well, the university sport games, the water sport palace, etc., medical center. And we have nearby one of the top 5 Russian exhibition centers. Plus, under construction, we have the Technopark for electronical industry, the new district dedicated for, I think, about 20,000 people would live there by 2028, 2030. And also 3 new teaching buildings for our school, for the School of Informational Technology, and for the College for Talented Students in Russian SUMS. Okay, so that is the context. So it's a very expensive greenfield of a new innovation district. Very expensive. I think the total amount of investment without real estate would be more than 1,000, 1.5 billion rubles. Okay, let's go. Oh, the artificial intelligence don't work. Okay, so the problem is that the campus is far, so it's about 40 minutes. The most part of you understand the bottom right point. It's the international airport. It's just near the airport. So, and it's about 40 minutes by bus, by car, etc., etc. That is the biggest problem. So that is not a new something just near the university. So we have to organize the life of university, of a faculty, of students, etc., in a very so it's a challenge in a very sophistical way. Tomorrow we will have the expert session about it. So you can see here 5 domes, and left bottom side of the slide that would be just the new teaching building. Tomorrow we will meet there. That is our future building that is not yet built, but I hope it will be beautiful IT school, etc. So let's move to the campus. So I gave you a brief understanding of the infrastructure, but what about census? So one of the main ideas, and now I talk about just about data, is to organize on the whole district the living lab. So I think somebody knows what is it, but I will repeat. So the concept of living lab, if it was launched, I think, in Barcelona or something like that, and now worldwide we have about 600 living labs. Normally, the districts in the cities where business startups receive the opportunity to test some solutions. So the whole district will be a living lab, the open innovation ecosystem, and students, not only our students, but students also from the computer science school would get the opportunity to work with the digital mirror of digital twin of this district in order to try to make their life, the life of people living there, quite better. So you can also see on the how I don't know how to indicate. So the University International Sport Festival facilities. Why that is important? We will organize there because the infrastructure is very good. It would. So normally it had to be organized for international university sport games. So you can imagine the level of this infrastructure. And we will organize there one of Russian centers of Phygital. Phygital, that is a new concept. That is a mix of digital, so cyber sport, and the physical sport. So, for example, if students or I don't know, yes, if you play football, physical football, you have to win not only physically but also in cyber football. Phygital was officially recognized in January 2023 in Russia, and the next games, the first games, would take place in Kazan in March, I think. And we will try to organize a center of Phygital just in this campus. And we have some other ideas, so but the time is going to over. So the conception is, you can see here, on the first layer, you can see the physical infrastructure, transportation, real estate, ecology, social services, etc., etc. The digital mirror is the green layer. It is not only, so it is not 100% digital twin, but that is a significant part of that. GeoPortal Human Wellbeing is a system that our school is going to create since 2022, so 2 years. And now we have a working prototype that is really working on the in one district, Uralmash. It's the district of Yekaterinburg. So again, that is not a complete digital twin, but this system collects a lot of information. Not the security information, not video analytics, that is closed, we understand well, but real estate, mobility, incomes, infrastructure, etc., etc. So, and this system would help, so we will scale it on the Novokoltsovsky district. We are going to do it now. And after that, after having moved there in the district with our faculty, etc., we will launch together with the IT school the opportunity for students to use this system in order to do projects for real life, for not only for students but for inhabitants, etc. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dmitry. Well, I hope that you don't need to be IT genius to move to this campus necessarily, but wide circle of students can move there.
No, of course. If you want to use this system, you have to have advanced skills in data analysis, yes, of course, but not you cannot be a programmer, perform advanced programmer. No, not. I think the most part of students in economics, in business informatics, would be able to use it, I'm sure, in our school.
That's good news. Thank you very much. But I think that generative AI will change our pedagogy and also the way how we design our programs. And this is the primary task of business schools, actually to set the skills and to get their taste of learning, how to learn together with AI and manage it. And I would like to invite Sergei Roshin to share their thoughts on how you do this in High School of Economics.
Добрый день, дорогие уважаемые коллеги. Я надеюсь, что появится презентация. Пока
Hello, dear colleagues. I hope that my presentation, my slides will come up, and while we are waiting for it.
Да, я понял. Перевод будет
Yeah, okay.
последовательный, да?
The translation is going to be consecutive, right?
Тогда я буду делать паузу. Я понял. Спасибо.
So,
Я хочу,
I will be
во-первых,
making
поблагодарить
pauses. Okay. So first, I'd like to thank
коллег из Уральского федерального университета,
our
партнеров добрых друзей,
colleagues from the
которые
Ural
уже
Federal
не первый год
University, who
приглашают
are
меня
colleagues
выступить на
and
конференции.
friends, who are inviting me to speak at conferences for many years now.
Причем с все более и более неожиданными темами.
They have been inviting me for many years, and every time the subject is more and more unexpected.
Прежде чем я начну
And
содержать
before
выступать, я хочу
I
сделать...
start to speak on the subject matter,
Может быть, лучше я что-нибудь скажу, и потом последовательно переведут несколько предложений? Как лучше работать, коллеги-переводчики?
Dear colleagues, can we speak now?
Окей, так, замечательно, да, можно работать. Спасибо. Итак, прежде чем появится презентация, я все еще ее жду, два предуведомления. Первое. Да, мы говорим про все то, что связано с использованием искусственного интеллекта в бизнесе, бизнес-образовании. Но я хочу сказать, что эти технологии, во-первых, по сути дела, стирают грань, которая и так тонка между бизнес-образованием и образованием в целом. Потому что тотальное использование этих технологий, по сути дела, происходит во всех сферах, и таким образом это является задачкой для всего образования. Второе важное, пожалуй, добавление, что когда мы говорим про то, как искусственный интеллект что-то делает в бизнесе, то университет – это тоже большой бизнес, об этом начал говорить Дмитрий по поводу применения искусственного интеллекта. Но я буду говорить про опыт университета Высшей школы экономики, движение в эту сторону. И здесь есть задачи как образовательные, так и задачи, собственно говоря, большого бизнеса. Мне надо понять, у меня есть надежда на презентацию или мне дальше просто рассказать все без нее? Да. Ага. Вот, отлично. Спасибо большое. Итак, первое, что я хочу еще отметить, это то, что, возможно, кто-то из коллег в аудитории читал историю про Винни-Пуха Алана Милна и помнит, что там Винни-Пух решил пчел мед достать. Вот там есть замечательная фраза «пчелы что-то подозревали». Я хочу начать именно с этого момента. Ведь искусственный интеллект появился как задачка не в 2023 году. Некоторые пчелы что-то подозревали. Поэтому, если мы оглядываемся на опыт нашего университета, Высшей школы экономики, мы что-то начали подозревать лет 6-7 назад. И в искусственный интеллект невозможно как бы войти вот так взять и сразу. И в 2017-2018 году мы совершенно сознательно в модель образования в университете встроили модуль освоение цифровых компетенций абсолютно для всех студентов. Это не только связано с специалистами в области информационных технологий, компьютер-сайенс, со специалистами в области STEM. Это связано со всеми направлениями образования. Потому что, как я уже сказал, наши университетские пчелы подозревали, что не будет предметных областей, которых не коснутся изменения, связанные с использованием всех подобных технологий. И мы назвали этот проект, что очень важно, мы назвали этот проект Data Culture. То есть это вопрос не про цифровые компетенции. Главная революция – это революция других инструментов работы с данными и с большими данными. Немножко эволюции этого. За эти 6 лет мы немного продвинулись. Создан соответствующий модуль. Он внедрен постепенно полностью во все бакалаврское образование. Он включает 3 элемента, я скажу об этом еще чуть позднее. Создан система оценивания, независимо в том смысле, что ты можешь слушать дисциплину, не слушать дисциплину, получить какие-то оценки, но ты потом должен сдать независимое оценивание по этим компетенциям. Создана система уровневая от базовых компетенций в этой области до профессиональных. И уже второй учебный год, 2 уже учебных года прошло, сейчас уже 3, когда, по сути дела, там, порядка 10 тысяч студентов из бакалавриата проходят эту систему независимого оценивания по результатам прослушивания. Из чего это состоит? Это состоит из 3 компонентов. Первое, да, это digital literacy, цифровая грамотность как таковая. Второе, все то, что связано с языком программирования, тотально все изучают Python. Один как бы из тезисов нашего университета, который я себе позволил произнести в прошлом учебном году, мы выпускаем студентов, владеющих 3 языками – русским, английским и Python. Потому что в этом мире двигаться дальше в системы информации, все то, что связано с машинным обучением и искусственным интеллектом, тут есть небольшие различия, но они не так велики, можно только владея соответствующим языком. Ну и третье – это анализ данных, это машинное обучение. В продвинутом варианте это варианты глубинного обучения с точностью, естественно, до уже определенных уровней.
The level of accuracy can increase. So that's how we were developing it. It's important to emphasize that we had to solve the problem of customizing this knowledge for certain subject areas. So, for example, if we are teaching students programming, they need to be solving problems that have to do with their subject matter, with their field of study. And another important part of learning these skills are projects. Students' project activity is integrated into the educational system, and we are increasingly developing projects that involve big data and machine learning technologies. I'll mention 2 big problems that we are dealing with. The first problem is we have great students, and they have become even better because of that, but our professors are not able to catch up the skills of our students, because for many of them it's already a natural environment, they're digital natives, so their skills are higher in some subject areas than the skills of our professors. And this means that if we are moving in this direction, everyone needs to relearn, re-educate. The second problem concerns the actual subject matter. You cannot simply solve problems using machine learning professionals, certain tools, and so on, because you're working with data, you're handling data, and data is always subject specific. So the question is, how can we align these professionals in computer sciences and professionals in other areas like social studies or humanities studies? And we are working and we are solving these problems, but there is no simple and easy solution. I'm talking about it in detail because moving in this direction requires certain time, and you need to create projects and so on. And now about the outcomes. Well, first of all, we are implementing all of that into the educational process. We are using projects with big data. We are having more and more of these projects. We are managing them and we are targeting it, and it's a mandatory requirement. Then we are facing the issue of accessing certain big data, handling it, and integrating them into the academic and educational agenda. Then we are moving towards tools that are the actual AI tools. Just to announce it ahead of time, I can say that one of our goals in the nearest future is using AI to teach certain subjects. Next, we have research tasks, and they have to do with using data to manage the university, manage our graduate school, and implement big data into education. I'll give you an example where our research and educational objectives are aligned. Last year, all English testing companies left Russia, and our graduate school of economics has prepared a test that is called Lingua test, and last year it became a national standard for English testing in Russia. And we already know how we already know how to do it, and we are now improving this testing system, and we hope to make it even better in the future. And just one more thing, it's very difficult to move ahead if you do not have a nuclear reactor of your own. GPT models are not possible for university to create. So if you want a GPT model, you have to cooperate with businesses. So that's about strategic partnership.
Университеты обладают
But
огромной
it's
информацией, которую можно закачивать, и на которую
difficult. And although universities have huge amounts of information that can be used, so it's difficult to move ahead without using AI and without having good data, because it's eventually about the data quality, what we teach our models on. So the cooperation between generative models and universities is about using data. Secondly, there should be no illusions, because now we are talking about the quality of certain generative models, certain GPT models. This is both a subject matter and an essential criterion. Another problem is how we can integrate it into social and business processes and use and also focus on the ethics of using certain outcomes. Next, we need to fact check what these models generate. I'm finishing. Okay, thank you.
Но я могу и по-русски. И еще на нескольких языках, включая Python.
But I can do it in Russian as well, and I can do it in other languages, including Python.
Well, I would call it, humor feeling of AI, and definitely AI is with us today, adding some humor points into our translation and streaming. Well, I think there was a very well-known case with a student who used ChatGPT to write graduation thesis. And I understand that most of the schools have already allowed to a certain point to use ChatGPT in graduation thesis, but using it wisely. I would like to try to conquer AI and their online connection, and to try to address again to Benedikt Versener to tell us their Asian perspective from Malaysia, and why higher education should actually integrate AI into curriculum, and whether you also observe this problem of professors lagging behind the students. But dear students, I saw so many very happy smiles when Sergei Roshin mentioned that you're wiser than professors. Let's have a bet. We would be happy if this is true. Benedikt, are you with us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm very happy. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Prof. Zana, and thank you to the organizers from GSEM for inviting me to speak today. I'm the research director of Byte Alamana House of Trust. I'm Benedict Wirasena, and we are a policy think tank based in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia. Well, as a think tank, we look into different aspects of development, namely economics and public policy, um, foreign affairs and international security, social policy and human rights. Also, we have written quite a bit on higher education policy in Malaysia, including building resilience in Malaysian higher education, economic impact of school closures, governance and management of public universities, and we are currently working on two ongoing projects, which are a strategy paper towards university startups and spin-offs, which is quite related to what we're talking about today, and also another project towards precision education and delivery in universities. Well, just to start with something light for all of us, well, as a Malaysian, we are mostly multilingual, and I speak 6 different languages, but Python is not one of them, unfortunately. So when we're talking about about digital natives, my wife often says that I'm from the Stone Age, and I'm the last. I think I might be the youngest speaker today, but talking about being a digital native, I am really from, I think, the 60s or the 50s, and I'm such an old soul. But we are always learning. And just to answer Prof. Zana's question earlier, in Malaysia, do we face this situation where professors lag behind the students when it comes to being a digital native or catching up with technology? Well, I think at the end of the day, it's not really about the skill or the ability to get the digital expertise, but it's about knowing how to use it to complement or to empower our lives. I think that is the issue. For example, it's not about knowing um, when to use ChatGPT, but it's knowing the right prompts that will eventually get us the right information in ChatGPT. So it's all about using human intelligence. It's always part of the equation. It's never just about artificial intelligence. So just to answer the question from Prof. Zana earlier. Now, I'm going to share with you just two main things today. First of all, how AI is transforming the business world. And from an economic perspective, because I'm an economist, I love statistics, and I feel statistics reveal a lot of important information that a world without statistics will do. So, as Prasanna earlier highlighted, nearly 77% of our devices that we use AI technology. Not only that, second, 84% of C-level executives believe that they need to adopt and leverage AI to drive growth objectives. Basically, AI is our future. Not only that, next statistic, it is predicted that 97 million jobs globally will involve AI, and this will be created between 2022 and 2025. 97 million jobs. That's a lot of job creation. Not only that, by 2030, AI will add about $15.7 trillion to the world's GDP, boosting it by 14%. So lots of growth opportunities there. Now I want to come to my final and most alarming statistics. There will be more AI assistants than people in this world by 2024. Forecasts indicate that there will be 8.4 billion AI-powered digital voice assistant units in the world, surpassing the global population. Basically, human beings will be outranked or outnumbered by AI digital voice assistants. Now, this shows the importance of AI, and I'm sure all of you know this, that because of that, higher education institutes, we need to innovate. Now, I don't come from a higher education institute, we come from a think tank, and so I would really love to stimulate the discussion more towards why and how higher education institutes can innovate and stay relevant. And I'm really looking forward to the examples provided. I think Prof. Sergey from HSE brought up a lot of examples. From Dimitri also gave how infrastructure is important. But I want to highlight 7 different C's, 7 C's of what needs to be considered for higher education institutes in a world of rapidly advancing AI. The first C, curriculum. I think AI has provided us with automation of routine tasks, analysis of large data sets, valuable insights. But is our education curriculum agile enough to prepare graduates for the world ahead? Is the curriculum up to date? That being said, there has been quite a debate among university lecturers and academicians whether the role of universities is to precisely produce graduates that can fit the necessity of the industry, or is it to develop graduates who can think for themselves and adapt to any ecosystem that presents itself in the future? That brings me to my second C, which is continuous learning. Do we in higher education institutes foster a culture of lifelong learning, considering the rapid development that we have? In other words, we can't train all our graduates to be ready for whatever comes. You know, it might be a new technology, it might be a new application, for example, or new knowledge. But do our graduates have the necessary aptitude and appetite to learn continuously? I think that is much more important question than the curriculum one. A third C, cross-discipline, or what we call interdisciplinary approach. Now, AI development is definitely interdisciplinary. It's collaboration between disciplines such as business, economics, management, computer science, data science, and the list goes on and on. Are our schools, like for example, the School of Education and Management, for example, can we provide the students with the holistic understanding of how AI integrates into various business functions? Do our graduates possess the necessary combination of traditional business acumen and contemporary tech-related skills? It's about being interdisciplinary. You can cross disciplines whenever it's necessary. Fourth C, competitiveness. With AI, it's going to be increasingly more competitive, not just between humans and humans, human beings and human beings, or on the global stage between country and country, but it's also human beings competing with machines. How can we contribute meaningfully to the international business community by using and employing AI, maximizing the benefits of AI, improving business practices worldwide, for example? How can we enhance our competitiveness? That's another question, another C. Now, talk about 4 C's. The fifth C, something that is certainly not strange or new to universities, creativity. Fifth C, creativity. Now, AI has solved many of our daily problems, language barriers, smart homes, precision farming, predictive policing, where people can even predict the hotspots where crime would happen. Now, are our students equipped with the creativity to think of how AI can solve whatever issues come to mind? Not only that, how can business models and the entrepreneurial mindset be maximized to take AI-driven solutions to the next level? For example, it's not just about finding the right solution, but it's about marketing those solutions. It's about taking it to the next level by marketing it, by ensuring most people use it, by ensuring it's profitable in the long run. How can all this jive together? It definitely requires creativity. Now, moving on to the final two, which is a bit newer. The sixth C, customized learning paths. Now, AI enables personalized and adaptive learning experiences. Basically, it's no more a one-size-fits-all. How can business and economic schools leverage AI technologies to tailor educational programs to individual student needs? How can this provide a more effective and engaging learning experience? But this is my question to all of us. Can we actually customize the learning journeys of each student based on the powers that we have through AI? Finally, concerns on ethics. Now, AI development raises many ethical concerns related to bias, because it's really all about who sets up the application, who sets up the AI. Can it be programmed to direct our emotions towards a certain bias? What about privacy? What about transparency? What about informed consent, cybersecurity, social impact? Even I think Prof. Kulita from Sri Lanka brought up digital divide and accessibility. All these are questions that we need to address. How can we as universities incorporate ethical considerations into our curriculum to prepare students to navigate complex issues of ethical concerns of AI and to navigate this responsibly. I think that's a very important question as well, concerns on ethics. Just to recap, this 7 C's: curriculum, continuous learning, cross-discipline, competitiveness, creativity, customized learning paths, and concerns on ethics. Now, just before I end, I just want to highlight that from Malaysia, we have the Malaysian National Artificial Intelligence Roadmap, launched in 2021 to 2025. And we strongly believe in the quadruple helix model, a strategic collaboration between government, academia, industry, and society. And I think most of us have that in our respective industries. It's all about collaboration to bring AI to the next level. But one of the issues that we face in Malaysia is the shortage of AI talents and AI experts. Now, this is definitely a greatest challenge for our organizations to adopt and implement AI, especially for the industry. This is a feedback given. So how can our universities play an important role to provide the foundation for an increase of AI talent, an increase and enhancement of AI experts? I think that's a question that I would like to leave all of us with today. So thank you so much for the opportunity to share with all of you, and I'm looking forward to listening to all the other speakers and also the discussion, the Q&A that we might have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Benedict. These applauses are for you here in the audience. And I'm happy to hear that we still need continuous learning. And as you know, Lewis Carroll in Alice in Wonderland said that you need to run faster, always to be in the same place. But probably as far as I got from you to be a top-notch professor, you don't need to run faster. You also need to integrate part of AI brains and part of soft skills and all their hard skills in your brains. Is it so? Or we just have robotic professors to improve all these innovation models and students? What do you think?
Oh, I definitely believe in the need of human beings. I mean, we are so important in this equation. It's really not about just getting the machines to run our lives, but it's about providing the right platform, the right decisions, and having the right social etiquette. I think that's something that machines do not have yet of today. We might see it
Great.
tomorrow, but right now we need that.
I think we need to run smarter, not faster, smarter.
Thank you very much, Saad. That's what we are all trying to do. Yeah. And well, thank you very much, Benedict, for your insights. And I would like to travel to Moscow to give the floor to Sergei Misaedov, the president of Russian Association of Business Education. Maybe you will shed the light on what is the adequate mix of AI and traditional business classes. Sergei, are you with us? Well, you have to switch on the microphone, I guess. But the good news that we see the picture, but we don't.
No, it was my mistake. It's really so. I didn't want you to hear any noise, so I switched off the microphone. Уважаемые дамы и господа, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, дорогие коллеги, dear colleagues, это для меня большое удовольствие и честь выступать здесь.
It is a great honor and pleasure for me to speak at this conference. I think it's my 4th year.
To me that this is my 4th conference running over the last 4 years. And the topic, from my point of view, is really very important. But I'd like here, speaking on behalf of Russian business education and representing the biggest university of Russia, Russian Presidential Academy, with 50 branches across.
России, будучи заместителем ректора, как
Dear
господин
colleagues, please switch
Прочкин,
on the
я
microphone in the
буду...
room.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Да,
Sergei
да,
Pavlovich, yeah, please continue.
Yes. Okay. I'll be sort of advocate of the devil, as they say, advocate diavole. I consider that in the modern estimate of digitalization, IT, AL, we have a lot of hype exaggerations. For me, it's absolutely evident that without learning the modern technologies, without the development of modern technologies, the university system and the future specialists who are sitting here in the hall, they won't be able to make a great career and to make a lot of good for their country and for the world. It's obvious for me. However, I remember very well the period when personal computers came to our country. And I remember very well when, during that period of time, I was writing my candidate of science dissertation, when I started learning what sort of help this computer can provide for me. And later, I learned a very good term. I wonder whether many of you heard about that. The term is GIGO, garbage in, garbage off. What you place inside the computer, this is what you get from the computer. The questions and the problems which you raise for emotional intelligence, and how you raise them, and how you formulate them, and how you focus them, all that provides the former reply you'll get. So I want to stress that any sort of education today, for sure, should be based on modern technologies. And just like in the higher School of Economics, for it seems to me a decade, 8 years for sure, we're teaching Python even at our programs of politology and international relations. Please mind, not in depth like at technical universities. We do not really stress on programming. We're making a stress on awareness, how future managers and public servants, because Russian Presidential Academy is a managerial university. We train managers for business and we trained people for the public services. So how they can use modern technologies. Just like you see, I do not know how to program Word or Excel or Power easier and more productive. And this is a stress in our case. I think good and great about modern technologies. However, education is the education of the people. And they develop our skills. If we have our skills, if our skills are focused for the decision making in this or that field of activities, and if we know how to use modern technologies, we'll do that and we'll be successful. If we do not have our personal skills, I doubt if modern technologies would settle our problems. Just like computers, they settled one set of problems, but they created another set of problems. The same with artificial intelligence. If you know, Elon Musk was speaking many, many times that it can bring a lot of dangerous consequences if we shall not think about the ethical part of utilization of modern technologies. So once again, the principle of GIGO, like the black swamp of Immanuel Kant and Nassim Taleb, if you know what I'm speaking about, it should be always with us. Garbage in, garbage out. And I shall illustrate that on a very, very simple example. Yesterday night, when I was thinking about this presentation, I decided to play a game with GPT. I used Yandex GPT that is very accessible. It's not very well developed. Still, I wrote that it can provide help to those who know how to use it. I asked GPT a very simple question. Look, I want to buy a very good accessory for my new brand car. And there is a variety of accessories on the market, and the price level differs 5 times. Please advise me what accessory to buy. Garbage in, garbage out. I asked a stupid question and I got a stupid answer. GPT recommended me to study the market, to look for sustainable developers with high brand mark, but those which do not have the highest prices. And finally make my decision. It recommended me to get a piece of advice of experts about this piece of accessory. So he told me, Sergey, you asked me a question. I shall answer you in the same way. A bunch of general observations and nothing in particular. Go yourself and make your decision yourself. Of course, it's simplification. Of course, we teach our students, and we repeat that if you do not know how to use IT, AL today, you won't be competitive in the future market of our country and of the world. Today, if you do not know how to use digitalization, IT, AL, you are a runner who is trying to bypass a man who is driving motorcycle. It's impossible. Still, at the same time, in education, the stress is on the people. It was there centuries ago. It is here the same. In business education in particular, because business education, whatever my very good colleague, whom I respect very much, he told today a very strange word. General university education and business education are becoming the same because of modern technologies. They have different clientele. Education cannot be the same if the clients are from different marketing niches. They have different purposes. They have different focuses, and so we have different programs. However, finishing, I consider that while rapidizing the use of learning of highest technologies at our universities and business schools, we still should keep a balance in between managerial, hard, and soft. We should concentrate on multidisciplinary classes development. And it's a huge headache because the people from Rosatom, Rostec, and I consider my colleagues know that, they told me we have fantastic engineers who know how to use modern technologies, but they do not have 360 perspective of product development. They do not know marketing. They do not understand finance. They do not understand the theory of people's motivation for the labor. And today we have to create universally trained people to work in this competitive world. We have to create multidisciplinary classes and multidisciplinary tools. And the rest, let us learn high technologies, the future of humanity connected with them, especially now when we, all of us, we see a great change in the development of civilization. The world is moving from Washington consensus to much better type of the world, to multi-centered world where all the countries have the right for their way of development and for absolutely equal cooperation in business, education, science, and art. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear Sergey. And yes, as Erich Fromm once mentioned, the danger of the past was that men became slaves, and the danger of the future is that men may become robots. So we have to find something in between, I guess. And that is why I would like to ask question and give the floor to our next speaker, Andrei Infinogenov from ITMO from St. Petersburg, who is not only the dean, not that the dean is the only, but also a serial entrepreneur. So he's the person from the business. And before you start presentation, it would be nice to hear, for example, in 2020, well, global study from Boston Consulting Group actually said that 90% of all the financial corporations, they didn't get their return on investment in AI, and 90% didn't get any return on investment. Can you relate that to business schools now in 2023?
Коллеги, всем добрый день. Да, я расскажу на самом деле историю не в общем.
Good morning, dear
А можно
colleagues.
здесь выключить? И да, коллеги, мне нужны ваши глаза и ваше внимание. Мне так будет интереснее вам рассказывать, поэтому просыпайтесь, пожалуйста, кто спал. Я расскажу вам про себя.
I've been asleep. I'm a serial interpreter.
Коллеги, прошу выключить.
Yes, please, because otherwise I seem to be having a dialogue with somebody else. I'm a serial interpreter,
Я декан.
entrepreneur, and I've got other specialities, and in different technology, we should ask ourselves the question, why? Why should we need that? And any entrepreneur can digitalize a problem. And I will tell you why I digitalize my work. My index of success is 78%. I created more than 30 companies and they became leaders on the market, and I exited 1/4 of them. So I'm very successful at creating business and selling it then. And when I came to the university, I started establishing education, and I started establishing an infrastructure which creates high-tech business and develops it. And there are several processes which contribute to our results. More than 25% of our projects should turn into business.
утверждение, что нужно сокращать время над ними в разы, потому что зачем управлять тем бардаком, который происходит, когда и так работу уже можно написать там не за несколько недель с помощью...
It does not make a lot of sense.
Я постарался уложиться в отведенное мне время.
Citations if you can write it very fast with the help of GPT.
Yes, thank you very much for sticking to the agenda and for very interesting content. I think we need to wait now for a little while.
It is going to be much more air now because we can breathe now. So in fact, I would like to ask Andrei, so is it gonna pay off like with the financial institutions? And when? Когда мы получим окупаемость этих новых
When will we
продуктов?
achieve the payback from these new products? Well, when you are developing and implementing a new technology, there is always a time when it starts bringing revenue. So 5-7 years, 5-7 years, that's my forecast. But actually, my forecast is sooner. We will see the results within 2 years. We can bet on that.
Okay, I'm always speaking English and giving the floor to Dr. Saad Laraki to see the perspective from Morocco. We were just saying that humans need to run smarter, and although the research is a little bit disruptive to research using the AI, how we can get their payback period from investment in AI people, smart researchers. Saad, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Zana. You scared me because we lost sound for a few seconds before you mentioned my name. Well, anyway, thank you so much. I'm really delighted to be talking with you this morning. This is I think the second time I'm talking in a conference organized by GCEM. So yeah, my talk, I'll try to be brief, deals with research and AI. I entitled my speech, Navigating the AI Horizon, Reshaping Academic Research and the Need for Human Agility. So things have changed drastically in the last 9 months. So in the dynamic landscape of academia, the rise of artificial intelligence stands as a transformative force, promising to redefine the contours of research outcomes and reshape the very basic of academic inquiry. So as we delve into the profound theme of the conference, AI Impact on Academic Training of Global Business Talent, a pivotal question emerges. How will AI affect research outcomes, reshape academic research, and do humans need to run faster, as we spoke before, in the pursuit of knowledge? So first of all, from our perspective at SK Ecuador Management, we have embraced AI completely. And that's why my first point deals with the holistic response from the business school. So in responding to the introduction of AI, the role of business school is paramount. The transformation ushered in by AI is not confined to the research realm alone, as many of us have already spoken about. It permeates every facet of academia. Business school must adopt a holistic approach that transcends individual disciplines, impacting curriculum integration, pedagogy, faculty development, student engagement, and global perspective they instill. So embracing AI necessitates a recalibration of business education, ensuring that future global business talent are equipped not only with the technical skills, but also with the adaptability and ethical discernment required in AI-driven world. So my following points is about understanding the AI influence on research outcomes. At the heart of this inquiry lies the potential for AI to revolutionize research outcomes. The capabilities of AI, particularly in data analysis and pattern recognition, have the power to unlock new dimensions of insight. By swiftly processing vast data sets of discerning intricate patterns, AI offers researchers a formidable tool to enhance the precision and depth of their findings. This augmentation of analytical capabilities prompts us to consider the transformative impact AI may have on the very nature of research outcomes. The integration of AI in research processes has the potential to expedite the identification of trends, correlations, and anomalies, providing researchers with a more nuanced understanding of their subjects. As we witness the emergence of AI-driven tools capable of synthesizing information across disciplines, the collaborative synergy between technology and human intellect becomes increasingly apparent. It is in the collaborative relationship that the true potential of AI in influencing research outcomes manifest. My following points about reshaping the landscape of academic research is also very critical. So moving beyond the realm of individual research outcomes, the influence of AI extends to the broader landscape of academic research. The traditional paradigms of inquiry are undergoing a profound transformation, compelled by the advent of machine learning algorithms and advanced analytical techniques. So AI not only offers the promise of efficiency, but also challenges established norms, prompting scholars to reimagine their methodologies. The impact of AI on academic research is evident in the shift towards interdisciplinary collaboration and the incorporation of novel methodologies. As researchers harness the power of AI-driven simulations, predictive modeling, and data-driven decision support systems, the contours of academic inquiry evolve. The convergence of technological advancements and academic pursuits necessitate a proactive engagement with the evolving nature of research methodologies, prompting a re-evaluation of what constitute rigorous scholarly inquiry in the age of AI. So we need to really adapt as human beings. So that's why the need of human agility is also very critical. So as we explore the transformative potential of AI in research, a critical question surfaces. Do humans need to run faster? So we are back to this running business to keep pace with the accelerating tide of AI-driven research. The relentless evolution of technology demands not only adaptability, but also a proactive and agile approach from the human stewards of knowledge. While AI can automate certain aspects of the research process, the distinctly human qualities of intuition, creativity, and the ethical judgment remains irreplaceable. That's, we have to be very clear about it. So the need for human agility lies in our capacity to embrace AI as a collaborative partner rather than a replacement. The symbiotic relationship between human intellect and AI capabilities becomes paramount in navigating the complexities of academic research. Human agility in the AI era involves cultivating a mindset that values continuous learning, adaptability, and ethical consideration, as I mentioned before. Researchers must become adept at leveraging AI tools, interpreting results critically, and integrating technology seamlessly into the research process. The ability to navigate this symbiotic relationship positions human not merely as a spectator in the AI-driven revolution, but as active participant steering the course of academic inquiry. So let's look at the future. Charting the course forward, I would say that in conclusion, the intersection of AI and academics research unfolds a landscape of immense possibilities and challenges. The transformative influence of AI on research outcomes and the reshaping of academic methodologies underscore the need for a holistic and adaptive approach. As we stand on the threshold of an era where the pace of technological advancement is unprecedented, the question of whether human needs to run faster becomes a call to actions. So the future of academic training for global business talents lies in embracing the synergies between human intellect and AI capabilities. It necessitates a commitment to fostering a generation of researchers who are not only proficient in the application of AI, but also adept at navigating the ethical, social, and cultural dimensions of their work. The journey ahead involves cultivating a collective consciousness that views AIs as an enabler rather than a disruptor, guiding us toward new frontier of knowledge and excellence. As we navigate this uncharted territory, the call for human agility echoes loud and clear. It is not about running faster, but about running smarter, leveraging the strengths of both human intellect and AI technologies to propel academic research into a future characterized by.
Thank you very much, dear Saatla Raki. I think there's a technical thing, so. Well, what I got for the presentation that based on your experience, you can both have the curiosity or
charting the course forward for global business talent in an era where the pursuit of knowledge knows no bounds. I hope I didn't exceed my 7 minutes.
Thank you very much. You were frozen for 1 minute, so but in a way, well, half of business schools are using AI. The other half of business school is actually trying to stop it. And there is a question whether it will bring up curiosity for humans or lock up cognitive learning and ethics. So thank you very much that you touched the questions of ethics.
Yeah, it is a very critical one. That's why, we have to change even our pedagogy so we can instill new competencies and certainly, bring those values into the front. So everything has to change in the classroom. And that's why we have to really redesign our curriculum to account for the fact that, everything we do in research will have some impact on the curriculum. And as you deliver also, you have to change completely the pedagogy and certainly move students toward more active learning and learning by doing. So that way, they will be able to use AI efficiently and use their talent in a different way. So we have to make, just the last word, we need to make our students responsible leaders. So that way, you know, they can really be ethical.
Yeah,
That's my last point.
That's true. Thank you very much, dear Saad. Well, and to continue our talk, well, you know, I always admired the discipline in Chinese business schools. And well, I have read that analysis of digitized Chinese archives spanning 3,000 years showed that the leaders were actually those regions where Confucius system asked them to do an extra exam on drawing, on writing, and on in modern language soft skills. So sometimes when I hear about AI in business schools, it comes only to STEM skills. So how it is developing and whether it is embraced or avoided in your perspective, dear Pavin.
Thanks, Dana. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think it's my honor to be invited here to share my own opinion on AI on business schools research. So basically, I'm a professor of operations management, and I'm currently an associate dean of our school. That my current role is to oversee our research initiatives. So basically, I agree many of these intriguing insights that was presented by Sar just now. And so basically, I guess the conclusion, my own conclusion is very simple. So I think basically those researchers who can harness the power of AI would thrive in the future. So that's basically it's not the competition between humans versus AI, but basically the competition between humans who can harness the power of AI versus those who don't. But I would like to share, because Sar has actually provided a very comprehensive overview of how AI impacts the research in business schools. So I guess I would provide some examples of how we actually use AI in our research in our business school and more broadly in business schools in China. Okay. I think I would start with this very simple idea of how we actually do research in business schools. So I guess the first step is idea generation, right? So we always write a research paper starting from an idea. So I guess in this respect, AI is very helpful, and also AI has brought many interesting and relevant topics for business school professors. For example, in the area of operations research, in the areas of operations, information systems, marketing, and we actually use AI as a methodology to help us develop more efficient solution methodologies to complicated business problems. For example, in operations, we need to design efficient algorithms for, let's say, very complicated logistics problem, a very complicated transportation problem, a complicated, let's say, warehousing problem. And we have been using the tools of AI actually for a long time, right? Before GPT, before these large language models, we have used supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and also reinforcement learning in our research. So basically, I have 2 papers actually employing the methodology of reinforcement learning to help improve the pricing of strategies of an e-commerce firm in China. I've also applied reinforcement learning to a very large hotel chain in China to help them to improve their revenue management practices, and also AI for other disciplines like management and finance, accounting. AI can bring many new research topics. For example, I know some of my colleagues are conducting research on the impact, let's say the impact of AI on the workforce, how we can better design the job duties of our workforce, and what kind of tasks should be substituted by AI, and what kind of tasks we should create for our employees, right? And also we have researchers doing research on, let's say, the impact of AI on ethics, right? So these are all very interesting topics. I think without the advances in AI, we would not have the opportunity to do this kind of research. Okay, so that's the first step in idea generation. So I think that's definitely plus, because it broadens our research topics. Okay, and then the second, I think if we read a research paper, right, the second part, most of the second part is literature review, right? And I think in this respect, in terms of writing literature reviews, AI is definitely powerful, especially GPT, right? You can just throw in several papers, and then you can ask GPT to summarize the main themes of these papers, and then make some critics, right? So what's the strengths and what's the limitations of the previous literature? So in this respect, for writing literature reviews, I think AI has definitely, especially GPT, has definitely improved the efficiency in, let's say, in synthesizing the existing knowledge in the literature. And then moving on, for most research papers, we have this analysis part, for either for modeling paper, for empirical paper, for experiment paper. Then we need to do some analysis. And for this analysis part, I guess GPT, large language models, or especially AI tools, are also very efficient, because, for example, for empirical studies, you can definitely ask GPT to help you to generate some hypotheses that for you to test. And in generating this hypothesis, the GPT can also tell you the theory, the kind of the relevant theory that motivates this kind of hypothesis, right? So, and also for modeling work, I actually experimented with GPT. It's very efficient, because you can actually tell GPT, okay, I want to use, let's say, economic model to describe some kind of phenomenon. And then in this phenomenon, let's say if it's a game theory model, I can tell GPT, okay, so in this model, let's say I have two players, and then each player has some kind of utility function, and the utility function is related to, let's say, consumption or whatever behavioral biases. And then I can just describe the background, the players, their preferences, and what kind of decisions they need to make. And then I ask GPT, so could you build a simple model for me? Actually, GPT can do that. So especially, I guess in this respect, so GPT is, I can say ChatGPT or other kind of large language models can substitute us in building models, because that requires a lot of expertise, and also we need to judge what kind of elements we need to incorporate into the models. But GPT can provide a very basic model that can help us, that we can build on, okay? And then finally, I guess a very important part, especially in business schools, is to wrap up the paper, especially writing, right? So when we have an idea, after we have done the literature review, after we have performed all the analysis, we have to wrap up, we have to write the paper, right? So essentially, writing is also a very important skill. And I guess in this respect, ChatGPT is also very helpful, especially for non-native speakers, right? For example, especially for, let's say, for Chinese scholars. So previously, before these large language models, we actually before we send out a paper, we use these professional language editors to help us to proofread the paper. But now with GPT, I never use a proofreader anymore. And also GPT is very flexible, because you can interact with GPT, right? You can send a paragraph, and then you ask GPT to proofread it. And then if you are not satisfied with the outcome, you can communicate with GPT, and then you could through the prompts you design, you can
Thank you
actually
very much, dear Pavin. I think we are getting into research seminar now, how to write a paper, and maybe we should leave that for the wider audience. So, but I now understand that with the disciplinary of the Chinese students and professors multiplied by ChatGPT, we will have even more research, because I've seen the statistics that there is a widely growing number of researchers from China cited in top-notch journals. Well, so thank you very much for this
Thank you.
notice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
I think, yeah, I think this is the right timing to ask our IT partner from business, because we have discussed how we transform their business programs, which skills we need to build. We also were discussing the models of innovation education. We discussed how research could be done faster. Thank you to Pavin. But now I would like to ask our business partner Contour. So, is it possible to shape the educational product, and what would be the life cycle of their educational product if business works with business schools? Or maybe business doesn't need business schools anymore. Please tell us.
Let's find out. Hello. I work in Contour. Who heard of this company? Please, I need to. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, it's IT company, and here on slides you can see also 35th anniversary of Ural IT. It's the same age as Contour's age. We are that old, and speaking about AI or other technologies, 35 years ago, there was no AI, even no internet. And we started with first computers and worked with diskettes, these square little things. And one more question: who even once in their life hold in hand and used diskettes? Wow. Yes, I'm surprised. I thought no one older than, I don't know, 25, younger than 25, never used it. Yes, but now we work with internet, with web services, and we don't use no diskettes, no disks, no flash drives. It's all in the past. And as a company, we work with AI. Often, for example, we have a huge support team who communicates with our clients by text, by phone, and half of this communication are held by AI, not real people, because most of the questions from our partners, our users, are quite simple. And simple questions can be asked by AI already in real products in business. So about collaborations. Of course, if you ask me as a person from business, my answer would be schools, universities should collaborate with business because we work in market. We know what we need, what type of people, what type of employees, with what type of skills. And for example, I tried to formulate some reasons and ideas why should business and education collaborate. First one, simplest, to prepare future employees to work with study plans, with curriculum, to make new workers in future, because it's important. All companies, all business need someone to work. We are not such an advanced in AI to remove all real people from workspaces. We need someone, and we need someone really good skilled. Second one is about research, because research is closer to science than business. and science closer to university than business. And it's a great type of collaboration to research something together, like business and education. Third one, about community. As I said, we started our work 35 years ago here in Yekaterinburg, in Urals, and our main office still here. And it's important to us what's going on in Yekaterinburg, what kind of city it is, how well developed, and it was really nice to hear about a new campus of university. We are trying to make something similar in near our main office in Широкая Речка. Maybe you know. But it's great to have some projects like this in the city. It means that our city is developing, and we are not living in some forgotten small city in Russia. Ekaterinburg is a great city. It's important to work with community, and work with education is one of the ways how to work with community. Next one is about industry trends. I talked about technologies. It's really fast in IT. For example, something which was used a year ago, now it's old, no one uses it. But in education, it's not so fast to change the curriculum for university if no one from business came and said it's old, you need to change it. And the last one, it's about recruitment, about talent, because we as company want to find not just someone, but we want to find best students who will work better, harder, smarter. It's important. And work with education. For example, we have some courses and with group of 30 people, we can decide and divide who is really talented and who we want to work with later, and who maybe not the best students for this type of profession, and that's okay. But education is a good way to find talented people. And that's why we, as a company, Y Contour, works with education for last, I would say, already 15 years. We started with small courses, and now we have in URFU huge programs. For example, we have one bachelor program with IT students, and we have one master's programs with in different institute of university. It's huge projects which are really important for us because they help to work with all these 5 reasons simultaneously. So that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I still have this question because their education product was used to hold for like 4 or 5 years. For example, the bachelor specialist degree.
Yes.
But now with AI, with cooperation with companies, do you think we will still have these degrees or just product oriented, like quick courses to gain their skills?
I think we will, because, for example, in our program, we put all, I don't know, classical, maybe, sorry, you know, I need to think, and last time I spoke English was a year ago in this same conference, so it's hard for me, but I'm trying. So yes, we shaped our curriculum that way, that first 2 years are with basic disciplines, which are not changing so fast, like mathematics, it's the same. But 3rd and 4th year are almost all these years are courses which chosen by students. They are not in curriculum, and each year, each half of the year, we change the number of these courses because some of them are old already and we need to change it faster. But these basic courses first year, they're still important. We can't decline this and change whole system and say that like we have, I don't know, Python courses and that's enough. That's not enough. Students need to know more. They have to be wide-shaped. They have to be able to change their profession during their life in one company, in different companies. So I think bachelor and master's degree will stay with us.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very promising. Yeah, Dmitry?
Yeah. Thank you, Elena. I would like just to add that SKB Contour is our partner and helps us to. We are a partnership on the level, on the bachelor level, business informatics, and on the master level, business informatics. And also, SKB Contour helped us a lot to organize this conference. So, thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Elena.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yes, it's quite interesting to have the master classes from Contour for our students as well, because yes, we do have lots of Python classes in third year, and they are upgraded and they're in English, and they are more difficult than the other ones who are still working in Excel. And I hope that this is the future happening today, and those skills will be required, because we are talking today about, you know, future, about robotic people with soft skills who are smarter. But I would like to address Larisa Bogdanova, who actually knows better, who is actually in demand, and are we actually living this AI life, or it is still a gap between the candidates which are wanted in their market, in the labor markets, and those who we actually graduate from our universities? What is the trend in our labor markets? Larisa, the floor is yours.
Hello, and thank you for your invitation. I'm really burning with pleasure to be with you today and talk about artificial intelligence and technologies. I'm thrilled at new achievements of science and cars without drivers and robots that conduct job interviews. Even though the world is changing rapidly, we are emotional creatures. We live, we love, we work, and we study passionately. We are happy when we achieve goals and our wishes come true, and we are angry when we lose money or we have conflicts with friends or mates. So why do people study? Why do they learn? I think the answer is very simple. They want to be successful and want to get good jobs with high salaries. Some people want to make this world better. So, during my presentation, I'll talk about career centers and labor markets, and I will answer to the theme what career development and support services to prepare students we need to prepare students for analytical work. So let me introduce myself. I decided to play with ChatGPT, and I gave to it my photo. And you can see that artificial intelligence sees me in this way. Funny, I'm younger and more sex appealing than I am in real life. And this is me. I and my team do the best job. So we connect talented people with companies, and new employees make enterprises more profitable and more successful. So the next question I would like to ask you, what about do people think every day at night? Yes, I think you are right again. So they think about love, about power, and about money. And will learn and develop skills to get decent jobs and high salaries. And we can see this research of Glassdoor. And now you can see the salaries that are paid to senior system analysts abroad and in Russia. The USA usually give the highest salaries. And you can see that the smallest salaries are in Mongolia. And in Russia, we are somewhere in the middle. And these figures are in dollars and per month. And if we look at salaries in Russia, we have so many career opportunities for young people and students. And you can start with a junior position in any role, and you'll have $600 or $700 or even $1,000 per month. And during your career way, you can earn 3, 4, 5, 6 times more. So these are good career opportunities. Analysts now are not only facts, numbers, and conclusions. The profession is always at the intersection of business, production, and IT. Analysts must be good communicators and negotiators. Do you agree? I think yes. They discuss various issues with the team and write technical reports and specifications in an understandable language for others. Presentation skills are also needed. You need to have public speech like this at the conference. And of course, you can have additional classes like rhetoric lessons, public speaking, discussion clubs, eloquence centers, book clubs, and this all will help you to develop presentation skills. Today, there are about 10 areas of analytics. The profession is at the peak of its popularity. And here on the slide, you can see top skills requirements of systems analysts. So many vacancies are in Russia. According to my data, 3 million positions are opened in Russia for people. And among them, so many positions for analysts, systems analysts, and business analysts, finance analysts. So you can see that all employers demand from people ability to analyze of functions and requirements. They demand knowledge of IT systems, architecture, and of course they need them to develop documentations for the IT system. Also some skills for visualizing the information systems development process, knowing databases, and of course everybody needs people with critical thinking, creative approach to problem solving, and the ability to work with large amounts of information. And you see that communication and presentation skills are very important for everybody. So what can we offer to you? Of course, everybody of the students can discuss career paths and career tracks with career consultants. You can come to us and together with us take part in workshops and training programs to develop your analytical skills and research methodologies and statistical software. Also, we can support you in finding a good job. For example, we can help you to write CV and cover letter to CV. I think every student must have a CV ready and updated every year. Also, I think a good opportunity to take part in internship and have practical experience at enterprises like Elena told you about Contour. Even if you study at the first year, you can go for a work and have your first experience, job experience. It's very difficult to pass job interviews, and here we can provide tips on how to succeed in analytical job interviews and test with you how you go through this difficult procedure. And of course, we can help students to navigate the job market and connect with potential employers in analytical fields. So we encourage students to combine study and work. And when you graduate from the university, you'll be a well-paid young specialist. You should expand your professional network and take part in all events that university holds. And I think that everybody of you desires to be successful and happy and wants to realize your dreams. So come and write your CV today and send your CV to me and ask my help to navigate this labor market. Here you have my contacts, and it's a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you very much, Larissa. Well, I actually don't think that Neural Network presented a better version of you, because I prefer the real version of you.
Thank you.
And thank you for the opening offer to our students for consultation. I think this is a very important point, that CV should be updated every year. But can artificial intelligence update CV for a person already?
Yes, already it can.
Already, wow. So they're running fast and smart already again to the question. Thank you. And I think it's time for us to travel to China again, to Shanghai University. I think we have Professor Dean Liu Kanjuan. So, well, with all this new information about collaboration, about graduate services, HR services, dear Kanjuan, do you think artificial intelligence can deliver real learning and accommodate our graduates with the help of AI and our professors for real business experience? What type of collaborations we need for that?
Okay, thank you, Zana. I think it's really helpful. AI can help us a lot, but I don't think it can replace like face-to-face communication, or AI can replace our face-to-face teaching. So hello, everyone. May I say something about my opinions about the collaboration based on AI, which really enforced the business collaboration. Since my school, Silk Business School, Shanghai University, we are a joint venture between Shanghai University and University of Technology, Sydney. During the last 30 years, in our history, in last 30 years, we experienced the development of AI, and which contribute a lot to enforce our collaboration. I'd like to take two examples. First is for the collaboration of curriculum. With the development of AI, both universities developed our curriculum. All the contents was added information, technology information, or digital science, every related contents was added. At the same time, I think for two universities in across different geography, it's very helpful to take AI as tools. It enhanced the communication efficiency, and it enhanced the reduced the transportation cost. So we used the same teaching platform named Canvas. Our two universities, Shanghai University and University of Technology, Sydney, both based on Canvas to have the class to teach the students in classrooms. So on that educational platform. It allows the students to engage in self-directed learning. The students can complete their assignments or the activities online, and the faculty and the student, they can collaborate with the students and faculty in other countries, in different countries. So to enhance and guide the learning, assess more high performance. And as Canvas offers courses in AI, data and analytics, and also it deepens the students' thinking, problem solving, and learning through their interactions among different groups, among different cultural backgrounds. Okay, another example is for the research collaboration. And we had a joint PhD program between Shanghai University and the University of Technology, Sydney. And this program more focused on sustainability. We think the most important thing is we should have a sustainable future. So AI as a tool should help to achieve these goals. It's also across disciplinary programs. And some of our research is related to whether AI bring increase the benefits, increase the efficiency of innovation, or whether AI broaden the inequity among different nations areas, or it's narrow the inequity among different nations. And the findings, most of the findings, they are very positive. Okay, AI can increase the innovation, especially technology innovation, and also reduce the carbon emission, since it's very serious problems in the world now. But also on the other hand, we also found AI has some side byproducts. For example, the big machines also generate more carbon, and the big machines in the robots was applied in different manufacturers, different areas. It can make the more richer, make the more poor. So I think it's also a very traditional economic questions that is a trade-off. And as tools, I think AI can help the faculty and also can help the researcher. We can use it as the assistant, and also it's very useful for the students, to learn from different students from different faculties and from different nations. But also it's very useful for the researcher to do the research, to write the papers, to write the articles. And anyway, in my opinion, I think AI, we can make the best use of it, take the most advantages of it. It can be a very good assistant for us, both for teaching and for research. But I want to emphasize, I don't think AI can replace our face-to-face communication. I don't think it can replace our face-to-face teaching education in the classrooms. So that's all for my opinions. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear Professor Liu. Well, and we are also looking forward to our forthcoming collaboration in double degrees on all the levels. So hopefully we will include both sustainability and AI, and we were happy to host your students in our current autumn school for more than 150 participants from 13 countries that is going on. Thank you very much for your support. And, dear colleagues, we have discussed everything, curriculums, cooperation, everything possible. But the only question which remains, who is going to pay for all this? For AI integration, for students' education, for professors running up education, for business collaboration, and whether we have some risks associated with AI integration in business schools. And I would like to ask this not the easiest question to Professor Sunila Shah, who came straight from the airport to join our plenary session. Thank you very much for joining and being with us.
Sorry. I'm extremely sorry I got late because I missed my flight yesterday. And there was no evening flight, and I had to take early morning flight, and I just landed a short while back and been listening to so many speakers about it. And about funding, before I go to the funding aspect, some other issues which I thought might be useful in this context, given the short time. One is that how basically the AI has basically kind of made it easier, kept things simpler using various when you use a mobile, all the time effectively using AI. And that has really made it very simple, and we get almost addicted to it. And sometimes now we have the apps to de-addict you from the AI. And this is obviously due to the funding model we have, a corporate funding model where basically they want you to be online all the time so that they can harness the data. That's one issue of the funding of the AI, which is coming from one particular source. But obviously there are other models which we need to keep in mind. And also sometimes it is very useful also, like we've seen in aviation, telecom, financial sector, and even pricing, how basically the use of the AI has basically transformed this sector beyond recognition. So basically, obviously we have funding from the students directly, that's the first source, then we have corporate, and then we have the government. But given its kind of a spillover effects which AI has, it will possibly not be a good idea to put the burden on the students or expect the corporates to fund it in a very big way, because they have a very limited perspective many times. So that's why ultimately it comes on the shoulder of the government to kind of do the heavy lifting. And as we've seen, a very good example I'll give you is biotechnology. When I was a student like you on the other side, I used to hear that biotechnology is a technology for the future. And 25, 30 years down the line, it remains so. So effectively means why that biotechnology hasn't taken off is because it was all relied on corporate funding. And corporations will do something only when it's worthwhile. And it is, many times they actually may restrict research. Why? Because the thing is, if you have corporate funding, they will do all the intellectual property rights on these, which basically restrict other people to use this technology. And then even if they're not able to get anything out of it, but they definitely do not want their potential competitors to use this technology. So that further kind of erodes its adaptation and also usage to the wider world, which is effectively maybe creating more digital divide. So that's why ultimately government has to find innovative ways in which this funding has to be done. Social business model, I'm remembering of Mohammad Yunus from Bangladesh, who created kind of a company which is called Endless.com with the Ray Dalio, who made a lot of money in the stock market, his son, and they are trying to reach out to the people using this corporate social responsibility funding from these big companies. So that could be another one basically that reduces the funding. So I don't see there's one solution to all the things. In particular context, corporate may be very useful. In some contexts, basically small businesses may be useful. In the other context, government may be useful. But heavy lifting for its full utilization to be achieved in a beneficial way for everybody, I will still believe the state has to do the huge amount of heavy lifting. The other issue, which is basically is that how basically many times we think AI will give us unique answer, but many times we don't have a unique answer to many things. I teach economics, started with microeconomics and then came to macroeconomics, and of late I'm teaching behavioral economics. And I find how the three are linked, especially in the context of pricing, or also many times we have a short-term perspective versus long-term perspective. Sometimes we have an individual versus collective perspective. Can the AI handle these kind of multiple perspectives? That I'm a skeptic. I feel a lot more has to go in. We are in a very, very early days. The other aspect which is very important to I would like to just highlight is what Keynes 100 years back had said, that the technology will develop so much that we human beings do not have to work so hard. We can just work 15 hours a week. Although we see quite the contradictory utterance from Elon Musk. On one side, when he took over Twitter, he said he wants his workers to work for 80 hours a week. And last week he's saying nobody has to work anything. And you can work only for pleasure, but effectively nobody need to work. Jack Ma a few days back said that maybe 3 days a week will be good enough. Another professor from China, Justin Yifu Lin, I was reading about it yesterday only. He says that maybe 1 day a week is good enough. So effectively, one of the major fallout of the AI will be mass unemployment, which can be sorted out. One is basically reducing the working hours or creating a new kind of skills in the people so that we are at a completely new paradigm at a higher level, where new kind of problems, which as one of the panelists mentioned about, that we will be completely in a new world. The other negative fallout, which people who are worried about corporate funding, is Yuval Hariri, who is a philosopher, who believes maybe we'll have a new race, a superior race, which will have all the resources, and they will basically have huge use of the biotechnology, biology, and other sciences to create superior human beings in terms of health and other things. Do we want to go there? That's another very big question. Requires, again, social regulation, which can come only when you have kind of a social funding, not a purely corporate funding being relied on for the AI in the future. So I see a kind of a future. Will it be dualism, or will it be convergence of the kind of a society in terms of using AI? Or we have the science fiction movies, which we may have seen. One was a Blade Runner, in which humanoids go on rampage, a dystopian world. Or we go to Star Trek, where basically we explore things together. And that's where I think somewhere it is in our power to define what future will look like. And that is very, very important. We cannot really leave it to only one type. And technology can be used only when it is humanized. If it is not humanized, then it can go quite in a very evil way, which can be harmful for everybody. And we are already facing a lot of existential issues, especially the climate change. Can we direct the AI and all these kind of initiatives also in that direction in a more kind of a robust way, which can actually help human civilization rather than help few individuals? Because ultimately it is power game. Technological dominance will ultimately lead to economic domination. And that's what we've seen in the last 300 years, how many countries have dominated other countries and made them stay at a very low level of income because they basically extracted resources. So that is something which I will just put as a footnote, that my worry are there from this funding model to actually how it gets operationalized. I'll stop here because I had many other points, but they, I think, have been covered very well by many other panelists, so I will not repeat them because it makes no sense, because you already are aware of those points. Thank you very much for inviting me for this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I coined some new points from your presentation, and of course, I actually share skepticism with you as well about the advent of AI and changing totally our life. I think there are lots of places in our planet where they don't even know what is AI so far, so that's a big digital divide. And although we are facing some time constraints, but we have another presentation which I would like to invite to present the rector of Mara Technological University, Dr. Maud Razdi Zaini, to also share some insights of the associated risks with AI in business education. And after that, we will show you the result of our online survey that we have made, and we actually have answers from professors, from business, and from students as well. So we'll share after the presentation. Dear Rector, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, especially to all speakers. Thank you very much, Professor Zana, and participants from all countries. My name actually is Maizatul Sadia Muhammad, and I'm on behalf for my rectors. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this finds well.
Well, we don't see the presentation. It's coming up, I guess.
Right. Okay, okay. All right, so this is some, I will summarize AI, what is AI educations, importance of AI, and then we should share about the programs and curriculum, collaboration, research, career services, and labor market.
Yeah, that would be great if you conclude for the reasons.
Yes, yes. All right, as we know that artificial intelligence, for me, actually is a tool. So we cannot replace with the human intelligence. You.
Well, maybe we can share your thoughts without showing us slides if there is a technical thing there. Yes, please go on. We are all here, all ears, the audience and online audience as well. Dear colleagues, have we lost Mara University online? If there are some technical issues, maybe we can show the results of our survey while the technical issue is being solved. Could you please show us the result for the questions? And we had, well, 80% of students of the total number and 17% of professors and 3% of business who answered their survey. So it would be nice to see, so who thinks that AI is disruption, and that came from online and offline audience, who thinks and who already use AI. You know, we are all discussing that AI is our life, but let's see. Maybe a lot of students and professors have no idea how to use it. Let's be honest. Dear colleagues, we are puzzled here. And if you can share the screen. Okay, as far as I see from where I sit, it's a top secret, you know. Yes. Press it. So 90% are very aware of using AI already. And top 3 process out of our small survey, and that's around 140 participants, that can be effectively replaced by AI, automated grading, search and general information, and detecting AI plagiarism. Top 3 dangerous areas and harms of AI in education: data privacy, loss of human connection, loss of creativity and originality. And it's quite interesting that professors and students know how to teach and how to avoid risks of misuse of AI. Strongly disagree. So nobody actually knows how to deal with the risks associated with AI. And dear colleagues, I think this is quite interesting because we can talk a lot about AI-based products. We can talk a lot about how we integrate AI in our everyday life and education. And the thing is that we don't know what to do with the associated risks. That's a good life hack. Do we have more? Lowering education quality. Almost 50% disagree, but somehow a lot of people think that education costs will be smaller with their impact of AI, and it will bring up social divide in education. You know what is interesting? One of their new developments is that Russian Ministry of Education actually set a task to Information Ministry to bring up AI-based grading in all schools up to 2030. And you see, a lot of people say, yes, probably yes, I would allow AI to develop education program based on computer-based testing of skills. Guys, I'm not with you here. I'm very skeptical about this. I have to say that this is a challenge. And AI knows how to hallucinate as well. Do you have any more results? Yeah, so this is it. I think this is interesting, Kat. So while we are, so the key challenge is to know how to deal with the risks, and there is quite a big level of trust, and people are ready to allow AI to craft their education path for them. Well, may I ask my colleagues to tell us whether Malaysia is going to present? What does it mean? Are they? Okay, so then we can just welcome Malaysia, and well, at least I see their good presentation they have sent, and thank you very much for sharing. Thank you for welcoming words. So I would like to conclude. We have actually, it's a very tough time when we have to decide AI programs, when we have to decide which curriculum to choose, whom to trust to develop a curriculum for us. So we have seen a lot of different approaches for working with serial entrepreneurs, with asking AI to do the literature review, to find you a job for you, for digital divide. And the only thing which is clear that education will never keep the pace with reality, AI, and business. But what we can do, we can adapt, we can be agile, we can think forward, run faster, and think faster. So, and I again would like to coin this citation of Erich Fromm: the danger of the past was that we all become slaves, but the danger of the future that we all become robots. So thank you very much, dear colleagues. Mara connected. Dear colleagues.
Can I?
Sure, we can hear you. Before, so we are not robots. That is why we have welcomed you to the floor. For concluding remarks, yes, please.
Okay, for concluding. All right. Okay, for me, in our UITM, AI actually is a tool, so we cannot change or we cannot replace the human intelligence. Yes, of course. And what I can see that importance of AI as a lecturers, as a students, right? Assessment grading, simple. And then we can use AI like ChatGPT to asking for guidance of information. And then for research outcome, right? You can do, we can use AI tools to analyze. You can analyze the data quite faster. You can get the better result. And then, all right, so we have several courses that can we, one of that is innovation and entrepreneurship. UITM, we are compulsory to do innovation, not only lecturers, but also students. So they have to, join any competitions, and we have to come out with a product, business proposal, business model canvas, and we have to learn this and join any competition, and then to do any innovation and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship also, we are compulsory. One of the subject, example, fundamentals of entrepreneurship, all right? So what we are going is, we have to use all these AI, right? The famous one is the ChatGPT, right? So this entrepreneurship, okay, is a very important part because of we come out with a product, right? And I'm interested on the business idea, business education landscape. All right, so okay, what should we do is, as a curriculum design, okay, suppose UiTM or any university, what they need is they have to, familiar with, try to create any courses that related with the AI, example like cybersecurity, risk management, technology management, IT strategy, artificial intelligence itself, data analytic, and business intelligence. And the famous one, another one is a digital marketing and e-commerce. This is very important because the student have to, understand about the online presence, digital channel. If they are trying to go after graduate, they try to be entrepreneur. So this is one of the objective in UiTM. Okay, collaboration. Yes, of course, collaboration for me is very important. Industry partner, government agency. Like now, okay, we do with the international institutions, and also I think every university they have alumni network. Okay, all right. For career services and labor market in UiTM, so we try to have specific workshop and training. Okay, and then this university provided some professional certification. Okay, professional certification from companies like Microsoft, Google, and we do some internship with any company or.
So I think it sounds like there is a sound cut. So what we could hear that from Malaysian perspective, entrepreneurship married to AI will be a happy marriage in the future, and that will keep us human and working effectively. So dear students, dear professors, dear colleagues, dear corporates, I think we have a lot of strategies to invest to and also to implement in order to study well, to be ahead of the technology, and to become smarter in a way that we cannot be better thinking than AI, but we know how to manage it effectively and have our investment returns as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our offline speakers and online speakers around the world. Thank you. Applause is up for you.